There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
It's a war going on outside, nobody's safe from. You either make a way or take one.
The temperature isn't the only thing surging right now. Philly's homicide rate is rising rapidly. Today we crossed the 300 mark. More than 300 lives have been taken in the city so far this year, and it's only July.
An innocent 14-year-old girl who was shot in the back by a stray bullet in North Philadelphia is in critical condition. She was one of 3 people hit by gunfire when someone began shooting around 11:30 Thursday on the 1800 block of Susquehanna Ave and Grad Street. After being shot, she ran into her home and was eventually taken to the hospital by her folks. I mean, that's crazy. A 14-year-old girl, man. I want to say we gotta do better, but this been going on too long. Police say, based on ballistic evidence, we know at least 17 shots were fired from a semi-automatic weapon. They found 17 spent shell casings on the street on Susquehanna. A 26-year-old man was shot also in his back and shoulder, police said. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. In that same incident, also, a 24-year-old man was shot in the upper right back. Police say he drove himself to the hospital and is in stable condition.
Approximately 11:28 p.m., police officers who were assigned to this area heard several gunshots.
Last night, officers rushed to Gratz and Susquehanna in North Philadelphia. Vehicles struck by gunfire, a bullet hole in a home. A man in his 30s on the sidewalk, a 24-year-old man also shot, and a 14-year-old girl hit in the back by a stray bullet.
14-year-old, we believe, was on her porch and then ran into her house.
In the city's Hunting Park neighborhood, a 21-year-old man was found unresponsive in between 2 parked cars. After police say he was shot in the shoulder, investigators say they found a single spent shell casing on West Hunting Park Ave, about 100 feet from where the victim was found. Apparently, a SEPTA bus ran over the bullet, crushing it, so not much help to the police there. The cops think the victim was shot near where the casing was found and was able to walk or run before he eventually collapsed. He was later pronounced dead at the scene.
At this scene, brought in Hunting Park, we're at 3:30 this morning. As we're getting ready to report yet on another shooting death, we find about this one, a 21-year-old man, right outside of his house, shot once in the head, only 1 bullet shell, which is rare these days, on Hunting Park Avenue. Then it's run over by the buses going by, and police find it flattened on the street here. And his family races here to Temple after hearing that he had been shot, not knowing that he was lying dead between 2 parked cars as they're racing down here. And sadly, as we're on the air, we see the family approach, and they have to get the news from a reporter overhearing my live shot. And just an awful scene. And to meet family members face to face is awful.
July 16th is the earliest the city has reached a grim milestone of more than 300 homicides in more than a decade. The total is more than the city saw in all of 2016, 2015, 2014, and 2013. And we just a little bit past halfway through the year, and we already topped the numbers from those 4 years that I listed off. That's just crazy. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In another brazen act of violence, 1 person is dead and a young teen is injured following a shooting Friday night in Southwest Philadelphia. Police were called to the 2700 block of Ruby Terrace around 8:30 p.m. for reports of gunfire. Police say the shooting happened both inside and outside the property. 4 men between the ages of 25 and 38 suffered multiple gunshot wounds. One of them, a man 32 years old, suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the legs and died at Penn Presbyterian Hospital. Officers drove 4 of the shooting victims to the hospital, including another 14-year-old girl who suffered a graze wound and a 29-year-old man who was shot twice in the chest.
Tonight, several shootings with at least 9 people hurt and 1 person killed. One of those victims tonight was a 14-year-old girl. I'm Shayna Humphreys. All of this comes on the same day the city surpassed 300 homicides so far this year. Let's get right out to Marcus Espinoza at an active scene in southwest Philadelphia. What can you tell us right now, Marcus?
I can tell you that the numbers are getting out of hand. You mentioned over more than 300 homicides, and just behind me, 5 people shot in one location. They were simply out having a barbecue and somebody came by and opened up fire on a family or a group of individuals, and as you mentioned, a 14-year-old was struck. Now we're going to take a look at some chopper video of the scene as well. 5 people shot, 1 person dead, a 32-year-old male, so 1 person has been pronounced. Several other injured and taken to the hospital.
A rapper from Albany that some have heard of going by the name G12 was arrested Saturday morning during what police say is a joint effort with Cheltenham Township Police to serve an arrest warrant about a shooting earlier this year that allegedly took place at a Wawa in Cheltenham. During the raid, police say G12 pulled out a gun during the attempt to serve the warrant, but didn't fire any shots. A SWAT officer did fire a shot when he saw the gun, but they say it didn't hit anyone. However, a girl that was in the apartment at the time was hit in the ass by debris, say the cops. Till more information comes out, we won't know exactly what happened there. I mean, they saying the G12 pulled out a gun, but he didn't shoot the gun. But the SWAT officers fired a shot that didn't hit nobody, but this girl that was in the apartment got hit by debris and she was taken to the hospital. I don't know. We gonna wait till more information comes out on that. So anyway, she was taken to the hospital. Police said this was the second of 2 warrants being served that morning, and that the person who pulled the gun, supposedly G12's was arrested. G12's career is just getting started, and this will be a serious fumble if this stops his plans of being a rapper going forward. Gun violence is obviously a complicated and nuanced subject, especially when you start talking about solutions. I've been trying to build and network with some brothers that seem to have the same mindset as me, and that it's been enough talking and preaching, because these young boys are a whole different beast, for lack of a better word. When it comes to trying to talk sense into them, it's like talking to a brick wall sometimes. They rather listen to Pooh Shiesty and Lil Durk for guidance when they ain't gonna lead you nowhere except to jail or worse. We can't wait on police and politicians anymore to help solve these problems. Men with money and influence need to come grab these young boys by their collars and drag them towards something productive. If every black ball player and actor and comedian committed to helping at least 1 young man headed down that dark path, they could change thousands of lives. But not just celebrities. Black A&Rs, media execs, TV producers, people behind the scenes. Like I said, anyone with that sort of influence needs to step up. I hope I can build my brand up to be in that position. That's the plan, at least. Also, mental health is paramount to a successful and thriving community. To start healing, we have to know that healing is necessary. Comment what you think could be done about this unprecedented murder rate in Philadelphia. Until next time, this is S.T.V.Philly. YouTube's not really fucking with my channel right now, and these videos aren't monetized. If you want to help support S.T.V.Philly, you can join my Patreon. There's a link in the description for that. You can even cash at me for a one-time donation if you like. Just like and subscribe. That always helps the channel as well.